Hey, what is good, YouTube? It is your boy Whisper here. Today we're going to be reacting to Star Wars, Obi-Wan, and Boba Fett, both the honest trailers and the pitch meetings for it. I love these two channels, they're hilarious, and I figured it'd be a good way to get my reaction videos going on this channel. It's a really fun series. I literally watch them all the time. They help me unwind after a long, stressful day. I'm going to be coming at you live with more reaction video, not live, sorry. I'm going to be bringing you more reaction videos every week. Hopefully, but I have a crazy schedule. I also try to draw in my free time. I'm going to be bringing you a lot more drawings on my Instagram. I'm going to leave the link in the description below to go check that out. Along with my Twitter feed, I post a lot of my stuff on Twitter mostly, so please feel free to follow me on Twitter so that you can see when I post my videos. And without further ado, let's dive straight into it, guys. I'm really excited to see these. I honestly, I don't think either series turned out okay. I prefer, if I had to pick out of the two, the Boba Fett series, because it basically turned into Mandalorian Season 3. And I love the Mandalorians. I love everything about them. I love the comic books. I love just learning about them, which is why I love the Mandalorian series in general. That's also why I love Star Wars Rebels, because of the Mandalorians arc in that series with the Darksaber. Literally, the Mandalorians are probably my favorite thing in Star Wars other than Grand Admiral Thrawn. I cannot wait for us to get into that when the show finally airs. I'm confused how Ahsoka even is hunting Thrawn right now. Maybe she's looking for Ezra. I don't know, but without further ado, let's hop straight into it.
Now that George Lucas cashed out and Disney turned the franchise into FIFA with lightsabers, open wide as they chuck another hunk of content down the Rancor pit of Disney+. But this was actually pretty tasty. Obi-Wan Kenobi. You had to watch Han Solo turn into a broke divorced dad. You had to watch Luke Skywalker become a gross recluse. Now,
God, I hated
it's
that
Obi-Wan
movie.
Kenobi's turn to go down bad, and this
probably my
legend
least favorite
from
of the
prequels
series
and original trilogy and Clone Wars becomes a sad fishmonger who everyone roasts like Anakin on beach day.
You seem kind of old and beat up.
The years have made you weak.
And the next 9 years are gonna suck even more.
I know, right? That's only 9 years
Prepare
later.
for a show that reminds you how great the prequels were when they're cut down to a 3-minute recap montage. And cheer as the best part of those films
Yeah,
returns.
the skip button too. I love that.
Hello, Dex.
Follow along on the celibate religious man's new mission. Stare at a 10-year-old boy all day. But when a special little princess gets moved to another castle, Obi will have to save a Skywalker for the upteenth time, even though he's forgotten his super speed.
Facts. They never use force
Forgotten
speed
how
ever.
twins work.
Phantom Menace was the only time.
And forgotten how to hide, at all. Hey, you gonna change your last name, buddy? Maybe dye your hair? I don't know. Stop wearing Jedi robes?
Yeah,
That's
seriously,
not an
dude. You're doing a...
improvement. You look like Vincent Adult Man.
Hello, other grown-up.
Love BoJack Horseman.
At the latest installment of Star Wars Babies, Leia Edition. Vivian Blair shines as a young princess with more sass than Carrie Fisher if she were actually born into royalty.
If anyone asks, you're my daughter.
Granddaughter, maybe.
What?
Nothing.
And once this lone wolf and cub link up, you're in for yet another round of...
She was my favorite thing of, the Obi-Wan show. I gotta admit, I love the actress that played little Leia, but I'm just so sick of Leia, Anakin, and Obi-Wan in general. Let me know if you guys feel the same way in the comments. I just want to move away from them completely. Not Kylo Ren, someone that's an actual solid villain. Thrawn, for instance. I have really high hopes for the Thrawn show that it will redeem the live-action franchise. I like Mandalorian, but we need a show that's more like an actual story rather than Mando just going on wild adventures every week and getting into shenanigans. I want an actual canon, expands the mythology story that actually turns out good. I liked the original series. I like Obi-Wan, Anakin, and all the original characters, but I'm sick of seeing new movies, new shows that just end up going right back to them. I get it. Darth Vader is the coolest in Star Wars history ever, but can we please tell a different story for once? That's the last I'm gonna say. Let's get back to it, guys.
Grumpy Warrior gets a cute, sassy kid to safety. But hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah,
Hello
it
there
works.
again, Ewan.
Last of Us
Meet
is
a
my
galaxy's
favorite.
worth of supporting characters.
Not Last
Some
of Us
of whom
2.
don't even live on Tatooine. Like a guy who puts the mid and midichlorians.
So judgmental.
An Imperial officer who's not like those other Imperials. She feels bad about it.
I joined up when the Empire stood for something. I made some mistakes.
And evil, twisted villains like modern Star Wars fandom.
If you're sending her bullying messages, you're no Star Wars fan in my mind.
Riva, a youngling who never finished her grooming, but graduated with honors from the loud, quiet, loud again
I hated
School
her
of
character
Villainy.
too, but I'm not gonna spam her.
Jedi is! What makes you think you won't see it coming?
Send out the probes. Do it.
Nobody's coming.
You can't bring Obi-Wan!
He slaughtered them.
And of course, Darth Vader, who's now literally a mix of man and machine. Hayden Christensen kills it in a dual role as both the guy in the Big D suit and as Anakin in his 7th senior year at
He did
Jedi
kill it.
Academy.
Like, this
He'll
was
give
the
us
best,
fresh insight into
like,
Vader's
he ever
loss
did
of
on screen.
humanity and show us what really turned Annie to the dark side.
Your need to prove yourself is your undoing. Until you overcome it, a Padawan you will still be.
So, to prove himself worthy of being a Jedi, Anakin had to try his hardest to stop trying so hard to prove himself worthy of being a Jedi? Okay, this scene makes sense now. So enjoy the weird new middle ground of Star Wars that looks bad for a movie, but good for a TV show. Too short for a series, but too long for a film. Incredible lightsaber duels, but
Facts.
rinky-dink sets. And
You
a
coulda
story
just gone
constrained by
around
the
it,
trilogies that
seriously.
take place before and after, but drops enough breadcrumbs to launch a Rogue Squadron's worth of future Star Wars content.
Just getting started.
I think I had a brother.
I think I've just found out what they're hiding down here.
Okay, none of those Jedi are actually dead. Disney just Jurassic Parked them until it's their turn for a show. Starring Gentle Ben, Problem Child. That's what I love about these younglings, man. I get older, they stay the same age. Neon Genesis Revangelion. I don't like sand snakes. They're coarse and rough.
I only
and
really
irritating.
liked Anakin and
He
Clone
doesn't even
Wars.
go here.
I, literally, Hayden
Hashtag
Christensen
justice
did a
for
good
Hat.
job coming back.
We
but
only sell
basically
moisture
only
here.
like Anakin and
We're
Clone
the
Wars.
Jedi. Round back. Whoops. Hold my Beirut. What I gotta give it to a Riva. Cool male non-Jedi. Nice cube. And the one lesson Disney can't afford to learn.
It's the past. Move on. Be done with it.
Ben
Yeah, I really wish
Hur.
Disney would learn that lesson. I just got through ranting about it, yes.
So Riva's plan was to work her way up to Grand Inquisitor, then just try to stab Darth Vader in the back? Probably gonna see that one coming. It's literally the only way Sith get promoted.
Why didn't she do
really
that while
want
he
to
was
hurt
holding the
me?
plane?
Do
Seriously.
you really want to make me cry? In another life, I would have loved doing laundry and taxes with you. This time, it's gonna take more than killing me to kill me. He was the best part of the holiday special, which isn't saying much. But ever since
I don't know
Boba
who
Fett
got
stood
paid to
around
write that,
looking cool, fans wanted to know more. And as we all know, learning more about a Star Wars character only makes them cooler. Yep, cooler.
I'm alone.
Solo. Super duper cool.
I'm a person and my name is Anakin.
The Book of Boba Fett. You remember
Phantom
him as the
Menace was not
mysterious
as bad
bounty
as
hunter
those.
with just
I
4
don't care what
lines
any
in
of
the
you say
original
in the
trilogy,
comments.
and that was probably
That new
enough.
trilogy makes my
because
trilogy
now
look like a
fans
cinematic
are getting the show
masterpiece.
they dreamed of, and then it's literally full of naps.
So many
As
freaking
Boba
naps.
fulfills his destiny and becomes a fleshy ball that floats in milky water. And when you're not watching an old man take a bath or talking about taking one,
I owe you a nice long soak in the bacta tank when this is done.
you'll drift off to sleep during one of his many soaks because, as it turns out, Boba Fett has to think about his whole life before he becomes a crime lord. Flashback to that time Boba went out like an absolute chomp and solved the mystery of how he survived the Sarlacc pit. He crawled out. Oh, Then fill in the blanks of an entire
That
lifetime
basically
of
sums it up.
failure and beatdowns.
Then he
From
fought Goro.
Tuskens to Wookiees.
No,
To
I
really
loved
just
literally, I
whoever.
love that they threw him into this.
As this
I love
bumbling
Black
oaf
Chrysanthemum.
gets his friends killed, takes revenge on the wrong people,
The one that massacred your Tuscan family and blamed it on a speed bike gang.
and fights to protect a city that also would have killed his saviors if they had the chance.
I really hated Cad
Don't worry,
Bane.
fails at that too.
And the stupid motorcycle gang.
Nothing to see here, folks. Move along. Just Boba Fett protecting your homes and places of business. Don't forget to tip your daimyo. Thrill as Boba replaces all his dead friends with new ones who have no choice.
Like, seriously, like, the random motorcycle gang with their random, like, Meet the Robertson bikes and freaking, I don't know who did the prosthetics and the color scheme with freaking Cad Bane, but it just made him look ridiculous. His head was too round and skinny and angular, if that makes any sense. And he had 2 buck teeth, like, seriously, I would have, and what was with the fingers? I would have much rather preferred you just, like, gave someone red contacts and painted their skin blue. Like, Cad Bane does not look that distorted and basically cartoonish. I don't know, like, who, like, green-lighted that design, but I wish someone had second-guessed it or gave them a second opinion. Anyway, let's get back to it.
Choice but to hang out with him. Like Fennec Shan, a cool assassin he has to guilt and bribe into joining his crew.
I saved your life.
2 body hogs who have to be his friend or die.
Would you be loyal to me if I were to spare you?
That is how crime works.
And this badass street gang of these badass kids.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm tougher than all
Those
4 of these
Vespas,
kids.
I
And
can't.
I'm not even
I
that
can't
tough.
take them seriously.
Seriously.
So by now, if you're thinking this blows,
I feel
can
like
we watch
taking
something
their
else?
bikes and scrapping
Disney
them
is
for
way
an
ahead
actual
of you
cool, like,
as the
steampunk
show
motorcycle.
hard pivots into the Mandalorian. Phew!
Yeah.
Catch up with Mando, chopping up bounties with a lightsaber, even
That
though he
was such
doesn't
a
meet
cool
the stat
episode. I
requirements.
watched it like 5
Heavier
times.
with each move.
Tricks out his sweet new hot rod.
Did you used to fly a Razor Crest?
I'm out.
And makes tiny whittle shirts for his whittle bitty beanie baby. Aww. Then aw even more at the return of Baby Yoda, who's still so cute. He offsets the bad vibes coming from Luke Deepfaker.
A short time for you is a lifetime for someone else.
Ugh. And sure, Grogu and Din bail on their missions and character arcs to
really
help out
don't like
Boba,
that Luke was
but
back
desperate
in it.
times call for desperate measures. And whoo boy, does this show need reinforcement.
Let me know in the comments, guys. Don't you think that Mandalorian Season 2 should have ended with Kanan Jarrus coming in to save the day? They already hinted at Kanan Jarrus still being alive with the whole droid thing in the Book of Boba Fett Episode 6 with the whole droid crawling around the scrapyard. Like, I feel like that would have been a great way to introduce Kanan Jarrus while also pivoting away from all the OG characters. Like, no one liked deepfake Luke. Like, I feel like they should have realized that in the freaking end of freaking, what's it called? Book of Boba Fett, when literally, not Book of Boba Fett, they should have realized it at the end of Mandalorian when everyone basically commented and made fun of deepfake Luke Skywalker while calling him deepfake Luke Skywalker. Anyway, I would have loved to see Kanan Jarrus. That's just my opinion. I think Kanan Jarrus should have came in and saved the Mandalorian, then taken Grogu and started his training on his own. That would have been a good way to tie in the games to the main storyline and bring a brand new character into the Star Wars mythos, but that's just me personally. Let me know if you agree.
No one respects you.
Okay, Ahsoka, you're up earlier than we thought. Cad Bane, get your blue ass in here. All hands on deck, people. It's an after-school special down there. This is a Dexter Jetster level emergency.
Thank you. Manners. I like it.
We're too late. Abort! Get to learn so much more and understand so much less about Tatooine, a planet Luke once assured us was very boring. But since there's a wild metropolis full of spaceports, casinos, and teenage cyborgs 5 minutes from Beggar's Canyon,
You'll come up to Beggar's Canyon.
now it just seems like Luke wanted to join the Empire.
I want to transfer my application to the Academy this year.
It's here in the most remote corner of the center of the galaxy, where Boba will become the daimyo, a mob boss like Jabba the Hutt. Except this crime lord
Jabba
won't
was
accept
better.
protection money.
I asked for no tribute.
Or kill people.
Shall I kill him?
No.
Or rough them up.
I do not torture.
Or steal things.
We stole it.
That's a crime.
Or demand a meeting.
That was a bit heavy-handed, don't you think?
Do you want the appointment or not?
And he definitely says no to drugs.
Thanks, seriously.
Credits to be
Maybe
made
she should
from
be
that
in charge. I was rooting
Spice
with her the whole
is
time.
killing out people.
Even though he had his whole life changed from chasing brain dust with a nose lizard. You know, I'm starting to think a crime story on a children's network was a bad idea.
I went to the stock market today. I did a business.
So break out your slang protocol droid.
Oh, he's singing like a yuzzum.
There's a gunk skunk, Jack.
If that's not the
They used the same BoJack clip in both honest trailers. I just realized that.
And slip into a nice warm bath until we get a proper third season of The Mandalorian. Because this show is 50% dramatic entrance.
Facts. Hey, you gotta master the dramatic entrance before you can be a bounty hunter.
Oh! What an entrance!
And that other 50%, you guessed it, space meetings.
I love Ripley.
Do you have an appointment?
La Punichasa Karato.
One of your vassals seeks an audience with you.
Do they have an appointment?
Please come in, have a seat.
I'll arrange a meeting with the mayor.
I want to have a meeting.
I'm here to make a proposal that's mutually beneficial.
Starring. Stop
I
trying
don't
to make
mind a
Fett
good
happen.
sit-down talk.
I like
but
Shan. She's
Boba
soft
Fett's
and
not that
smooth
good
and
at it.
helpful. She kills everyone. Viper Groundhog Day. That's where you know this guy from. We gave a Wookiee brass knuckles and got him drunk. You'll totally believe what happened next.
That's just my opinion.
Princess Vespa. iRobot.
That'll do.
Hated
Pigs.
both of them.
That'll do.
Would have been fine
I
if they
flip my
got
tails
off at
back
some
and forth. I
point.
flip my tails back and forth. What
I
be
actually liked
in
her.
the
I was mad her
shadows?
casino got
My child
blown
is an
up.
honor student
Spoilers,
at
sorry,
Skywalker
guys.
Jedi Academy. The Dropout. You don't have to be lonely at jawasonly.com. Timothy Oliphant. Timothy Elephant. Cad Bod.
Machete
God, I hated
in
him.
space.
Hey,
And
Machete!
twins.
I find your smoothed out face disturbing.
And if you want to be a badass, you got to learn to fight with a stick.
Hey, it is the role of martial arts.
Back to the Future.
Not gonna lie, that was actually really funny.
There's nothing now, but will someday be a great school. Grogu will be its first student.
Amazing. Every word of what you just said was wrong.
Angela,
Thankfully.
will you marry
God,
Scott?
I don't want him tied to that trilogy in any
There's
way.
no wrong time to rock. I'm not wearing hockey pads.
Alright guys, those were really, really funny. Well, not really funny, but they were actually... The honest trailer for Book of Boba Fett was good. I like it. That was actually decently better than the Obi-Wan honest trailer. So far, honest trailers is solid. I agree with everything they're saying. I think, personally, Book of Boba Fett did it better. That's just my opinion. But now we'll go and react to Orion and George and pitch meeting, see who reigns supreme. I personally like pitch meeting slightly better as a channel. I think they hit the nail on the head more often than not, but you never know. Honest Trailers does sometimes do a better job than pitch meeting, so I like comparing the two. But without further ado, let's hop straight into pitch meeting.
So, you have some Star Wars milk for me? What, like the blue milk? No, like another way to milk the franchise we bought for billions of dollars. Oh, right, yes sir, I do. Amazing, so what did you have in mind? I was thinking we'd do an Obi-Wan Kenobi show for Disney+. Oh, that's a very recognizable name. It sure is, sir. So this would take place 10 years after Revenge of the Sith, and Obi-Wan is living on Tatooine and looking at a little boy through some binoculars. Watching people through binoculars is tight. Generally not, no sir, but this is a 10-year-old Luke Skywalker. He's from the Star Wars Holiday Special. Amongst other things, yeah. So Obi-Wan is keeping an eye on him, you know, in case anything happens. Oh, right. And you know, in the past 10 years, Obi-Wan hasn't been doing any training or Force stuff, so he's pretty weak now. But so how is he intending to protect Luke if anything happened? Oh, unclear. Exactly. But so then on Alderaan, a 10-year-old Princess Leia gets kidnapped. Oh, she's from Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Yeah, other things too, though, and she almost gets away because these bad guys are like clumsily whacking their faces on tree branches and stuff, falling over. Oh wait, is this a cartoon? Occasionally it is, sir, yeah. Well, okay then. So then her adoptive father, Bail Organa, goes to see Obi-Wan like, what's up, dude, you gotta save her. Isn't he a pretty powerful dude? Wouldn't he have a bunch of aides and guards and security people and stuff? Yeah, but Obi-Wan's the protagonist, so he asks for his help. Right, and it turns out this Inquisitor Reva planned the whole thing because she wants to get Obi-Wan. What do you mean? Well, see, she found a connection between the two of them in the archives, so she's like, oh, if I take Bail Organa's daughter, he's definitely gonna go to this guy he hasn't spoken to in like a decade for help. Oh, a very big leap, and why does she want Obi-Wan? Because she wants to impress Anakin Skywalker. He's from The Mandalorian. Nope. Oh, I got that one wrong. Yeah, no, he's from practically everything else, and he's Darth Vader now, and if she brings him Obi-Wan, he might make her Grand Inquisitor. Oh, wow, wow, wow. Wow. So Reva actually ends up stabbing the current Grand Inquisitor because he wanted to take credit for capturing Obi-Wan, who then escapes with Leia. Reva has Force powers. She does, and we're gonna find out later that she was actually a Jedi youngling who survived Order 66 when Anakin tried to kill her. And so she works for him now? Yeah, she became a ruthless hunter who kills Jedis because she wants to get back at the guy who killed Jedis. I guess that makes sense. And eventually Obi-Wan and Leia get stopped by these stormtroopers who have this face scanner thing, and after it scans his face, he shoots them all. If he was gonna shoot all of them, why wait until his face was scanned into their system? I don't know. And so now he's gotta escape, but there's a frickin' laser fence. Oh, those are hard to get around. They are, except for this one, which is very easy to walk around. Oh, well, good. Yeah, so they panic for a second trying to get through, but then Obi-Wan realizes he can shoot the control panel and get through. Why didn't he just walk around? Well, this is much more exciting, sir. I guess so. Anyway, then they're immediately about to be captured again, but this lady Tala saves them. Oh, she does? Yeah, she works for the Empire, but doesn't like it, so she decides to help them escape through this secret tunnel she has going. Okay, but then frickin' Darth Vader shows up, so Obi-Wan decides to stall for time so Leia and Tala can escape. But Obi-Wan doesn't really have Force powers anymore. Exactly, so Darth Vader just kicks his butt and starts a fire and drags him through it. Oh no, it's gonna be hard to get out of that situation. Actually, it's gonna be super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Oh, really? Yes, see, once Darth Vader puts the fire out, Tala's gonna show up and help Obi-Wan escape by starting a fire. How does that help? Well, Darth Vader can't get to Obi-Wan through fire, sir. But he was literally just doing that. Yeah, so then Obi-Wan escapes. All right, and so since Leia is on her own, she actually gets kidnapped by Reva, who somehow teleported to the end of this tunnel. She gets kidnapped again. We're doing that again. Yeah, second time in 3 episodes. Turns out she's very bad at not getting kidnapped. Sure seems that way, so how does she get unkidnapped this time? Well, Obi-Wan Kenobi sneaks her out in this big old trench coat he's wearing, and she's hiding underneath it. Just a guy in a massive jacket with 4 legs, 2 of which are tiny, and that works. Yes. Oh, is this a cartoon again? It's a cartoon again. I told you that would happen from time to time. Right, you did tell me that. So Darth Vader's angry at Reva for letting them escape, but she's like, sir, whoa, I put a tracker on Leia's toy, so that's pretty cool, right? On the Princess of Alderaan's toy? That's right. Seems like they'll probably end up on Alderaan. Yeah, that's definitely the final destination, but now they'll be able to track that. Interesting plan. So eventually she manages to get all the good guys trapped behind these big blast doors, and she's having a bunch of stormtroopers try to blast them open. Uh-oh. But then Obi-Wan stalls a little by saying he wants to talk to her, and he figures out the thing about her surviving Order 66, and then she opens the door with a lightsaber. Seems like she should have led with that. Maybe. And so then they decide to team up to try to take Vader down. How do they do that? Well, she just goes ahead and tries to stab him. After 10 years of planning, she just goes in for a stab. Yes. Does it work? No, obviously no, that doesn't work. Right, that makes sense, yeah. So she gets stabbed with a lightsaber. So she dies. Now having a big hole burned into your intestines isn't fatal. In fact, that Grand Inquisitor guy, he's alive too. He was too angry to die. Oh. Okay. So then there's gonna be a big fight between Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi. But Obi-Wan still doesn't have Force powers.
I'm still waiting for Mace Windu to come back.
Oh, they do. What happens? He thinks about stuff and they come back. Well, great. So Vader gets the high ground and buries Obi-Wan under some rocks and then walks away and leaves him for dead. Okay, does nobody take a second to verify that the person they've tried to kill is actually dead? Not in this particular show, no. Oh, okay. And then Obi-Wan escapes and slices Vader's helmet open and they have a little chat about what
Seriously, like walking away assuming everything goes according to plan is the quality control of a James Bond villain. Like seriously, Vader, get your stuff together.
What? Well, Vader's like, hey, I'm the one who killed Anakin Skywalker, okay? And he's kind of crazy happy about it. Wow. So then Obi-Wan is like, wow, well, okay, then I guess my friend truly is dead, and he walks away. Wait, why doesn't he kill him if he truly thinks his friend is dead and this is a crazy murderous monster guy? Well,
Exactly.
Vader's got to be in several movies after this, so it's kind of like, oh, it's a contract issue. He's got to be in those movies. Right. And meanwhile, Reva has figured out who Luke Skywalker is. How did she figure that out? Well, it turns out Bail Organa sent Obi-Wan a message being like, hey, I know we said no communications, but here's a detailed communication because I think maybe something happened to you. Why send that if you think something happened? Unclear. So then Reva goes to kill Luke and he passes out. Why? So that he doesn't see a lightsaber and mess up the canon. That makes sense. Good call. But then Reva can't bring herself to kill this child, so that's a nice little redemption arc. She's killed a bunch of Jedi for like a decade though, right? Yeah, but not the one that's the most important to the IP. That does sound like a good guy move to me. And then Obi-Wan gets to meet Luke and he says, hello there. Oh, that's the thing the internet likes. It sure is, sir. So what do you think? Well, I think it sounds great, but I do think we should maybe slow things down after this. You know, I don't want people to get Star Wars fatigue. Oh, really? Yeah, I just think that's the best move creatively. No, I'm just kidding. We're gonna keep churning these out till they stop making money. You got me, sir. Hi everybody, Ryan here. Thanks for watching that pitch meeting. Hope you liked it. And if you hadn't heard pitch
Alright, so far, pitch meeting wins completely with the Obi-Wan versus Honest Trailer thing. So far, that's 1 point for pitch meeting. Honest Trailer can still come back because their Boba Fett Honest Trailer was way funnier, but I do not have high hopes because Ryan George, like I said, is hilarious. So, let's hop straight back into the pitch meeting and watch Book of Boba Fett.
So, you have a new Star Wars show for me? Yes, sir, I do. It's gonna be about this badass space bounty hunter in Mandalorian armor dealing with bad guys. Okay, we already have that show. Yeah, no, that's true, but this one would be about Boba Fett. Oh, people love that character and that thing he did in the original trilogy where he was, you know, briefly in it. Oh yeah, so it was like an origin story or something? Because he fell into a Sarlacc pit and died. Oh, well no, actually, see, he didn't die. At the beginning of this, we find out he survived. Wow, how'd he get out of the Sarlacc pit? By getting out of it. That makes sense, actually. That was a good strategy on his part. Yeah, so it seems like his armor helped him survive, but then some Jawas steal it from him and leave him for dead. Friggin' Jawas. And then he gets picked up by some Tusken Raiders.
I like the Jawas.
Tusken Raiders. No, he actually ends up becoming friends with them. Oh, he does. Yeah, so see, the show's actually gonna follow Boba Fett in his new role as a crime boss on Tatooine, right? Right. But whenever he takes a dip in a Bacta tank, we're gonna see flashback dreams and nightmares and stuff of him bonding with the Tuskens. Oh, watching an older man have nightmares while bathing is tight. Okay. And so what kind of important stuff are we learning from these flashbacks? A little baby lizard latched onto his brainstem, and so he walked around and got a cool branch and made it into a pointy stick with his new friends. Oh. All right, so now he's got a pointy stick and he's learned the value of friendship or something. Anyway, all his friends die. Oh my God. We're also gonna flash back to when he saved Fennec Shan's life and asked for her help. Help to do what? To go back inside the Sarlacc pit to get his armor. He wants his armor back. Didn't you say he crawled out of the Sarlacc pit with his armor in the first episode? Oh yeah, whoops, whoopsie. So anyway, they become friends and go to become crime bosses on Tatooine. What kind of crimes are they gonna do? Not a single one. Oh, okay. Yeah, they mostly walk around town trying to get people to respect them, but nobody does because there's like 4 of them. Yeah, that's a pretty tiny crime boss team. But at a certain point, they're gonna hire this young gang of cool-looking cyborgs. And what's their deal? Well, they look like they're from Back to the Future too, and they have these very colorful Vespa scooter things. It doesn't feel like it fits with the vibe or look of Tatooine at all. Yeah, but counterpoint, colors are fun to look at. I like to look at them. That is a good point. I like purple. So they're gonna have this big old chase scene with the mayor's assistant.
Oh,
it's
the
gonna
worst
be
chase scene
super
ever.
slow-paced. Very exciting. Wait, did you say slow-paced? And they find out the mayor's working with these bad guys called the Pikes. Uh-oh. Yeah, so there's a war coming to town. Oh boy. Anyway, so then Mando's gonna be trying to use that darksaber he has, but he's not super good at it. Wait, Mando? Yeah, you know, Din Djarin played by Pedro Pascal. So anyway, he's gonna be, hold on, that's a different show. That's The Mandalorian. Yeah, well see, I was getting kind of bored and I really like The Mandalorian, so I figure we do a couple episodes of that show. Where's Boba Fett gonna be? Yeah, does doesn't matter, he'll be off screen doing something or other. What's the show called again? The Book of Boba Fett. But he's not in several of the episodes. Yeah, no, he's Baby Yoda will be though. Oh, my little green money baby. And freaking Luke Skywalker too, who sometimes looks like a real person. Nice. Anyway, so we're gonna spend a solid 20 minutes on Mando putting together a new ship. Why? Because he needs a new ship. All right. And then Luke's gonna give Baby Yoda a choice. You know, either continue your Jedi training with me or go back with the Mandalorian. What does he choose? Well, he chooses to go back with Mando because he likes him a lot. So the whole main storyline of the first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian, trying to get this Baby Yoda to a Jedi, that's just kind of undone in 2 episodes of a different show. Yes, well, okay then. So then finally Mando joins Boba Fett and it's time for war against the Pikes. Oh boy. So Boba Fett is like, well, I guess we could go set up in this bunker type thing that I have, but then one of the cyborg kids is like, no, we're gonna stand up and fight right here in the busy part of town where all the people are. That doesn't make any sense. So Boba Fett's like, yeah, okay, that sounds good. It doesn't though. Yeah, well, that's gonna be kind of a recurring thing in this show. Boba Fett's gonna order people to do stuff and they're gonna be like, no, and he's gonna be like, okay, really? Yeah, so then there's this big old war on the streets of Tatooine. Oh, wow, 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 wow. Wow. And one of the cyborg kids gonna do a little spin move before shooting. It's gonna look very cool, possibly. Why would he do that? Because maybe it'll look cool. It might, I don't know. What tactical advantage does doing a little spin give him? Well, now he'll be, I don't know, dizzy, I guess, before aiming. Listen, sir, he's gonna do a spin move, all right? I'm gonna need you to get all the way off my back about it. Okay, let me get off of that little thing of yours. And then there are gonna be these big droids with massive shields, and they start firing all over the place. Uh-oh. And everybody's shooting at these shields, but they're impenetrable. So why bother shooting? Unclear. And so Boba Fett is like, these droids are gonna destroy the city if we don't stop them. Yeah, man, well, it sounds like that's gonna be hard to do. Actually, it's gonna be super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Oh, really? Because he goes to get this big old Rancor that he knows and learned how to ride off screen, and this thing starts destroying the city. I guess that's helpful. And with the help of the Rancor, they get those freaking shields down. So now everybody can fire on the droids. Yeah, but no, they're gonna stop shooting the droids at this point now that the shields are down. What? Why? Unclear. And so then Boba Fett's gonna have a big showdown with Cad Bane. Wait, who's Cad Bane? Oh, he's like the big bad guy of the show. We're gonna introduce him in like the before to last episode. I feel like if you want this showdown to have any weight, you should maybe introduce him earlier and spend some time building up this rivalry of theirs. Well, fans of the Clone Wars know this is a pretty big deal. What about other people? No. Maybe there's not really time for it, sir. But we're gonna spend 2 episodes with the Mandalorian. Yeah, and 20 minutes of one of those episodes is him building a ship that he wants. Okay, but maybe we cut down a little on that stuff and spend more time building up the protagonist and the antagonist. No. Oh, okay. Nah. And so Boba Fett wins, and now he's a good guy with a heart of gold. All right, that's not really Boba Fett's deal. Okay. Just an old softy who has dreams in his bathtub and goes around town suggesting things and then just doing whatever the other person wants to do. All right, so what do you think? Well, listen, I think it sounds like some content for sure. It is, yeah. And I mean, if we have the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda in the finale, I don't see how people could not like it.
Really did not like that finale, but it is what it is. Alright guys, that was hilarious. Pitch meeting wins hands down. They definitely were funnier in both clips. Honest trailer, normally I give you guys some slack because you guys come out, like, I'm saying slightly quicker, and you guys have a lot more jokes. I like, you know, get more like my sense of humor, but pitch meeting definitely nailed it. Ryan George, you're still hilarious. You're still, in my opinion, the best at this, but that's just me personally. Guys, feel free to check out Pitch Meeting. He has a whole new channel up in the description right up there in the corner. Thank you guys so much for watching this with me. I promise I'll start relaxing more in these videos. I'm starting to get the hang of all this. I'm doing my own editing. I'm slowly but surely coming along. Hopefully we get there soon. I'll have a lot more videos on the channel. Thank you so much for watching this. Hopefully you'll watch me next week when I record a new video. I'll see you guys then. Have a great day.